Black Clover Chapter 254, the official release came out Sunday, and the excitement of the chapter, especially if you are a Noelle fan, was there. But I won't be biased. If you are a Vanica fan / Megicula fan, this was also the chapter for you. There were some things that people have had some strong opinions about. In the last panel of the chapter, some people felt like it was off-putting or what Noelle did. Some people felt like it was fair, but today we're here to break that down, go over things in the chapter that I didn't go in depth with in my review. But by the way, we hit 11K recently, I think it was yesterday. So I appreciate that. Everybody that comes to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button. That means a lot to me, so I appreciate that. Without further ado, let's get into this chapter breakdown. So, Nero's mana method sealing magic eternal prison was unsuccessful in this chapter, and I think a lot of us are very happy with the outcome of that. Main reasons why is because I personally felt as though if Vanica was to go away and be sealed away that early, it would have ruined some tension in this arc, because Vanica, Megicula in this case, was hyped up before the time skip. No one was talking about Dante, no one was talking about Xenon, even though we seen Xenon before the time skip, but Megicula in this case wasn't fully fleshed out yet, and we didn't even see any attack spells that Vanica used with Megicula. Not only that, but this is the same devil that Loropechika stated that could be stronger than Zagreus. So to go off that early would have been a letdown. It was even stated in this chapter when Vanica got sealed away that any effect of Megicula's power has on this world will be sealed away. Even Loropechika's curse will be lifted, and which also means that the Dark Disciples that are constantly being revived will stay down forever. So I'm glad this didn't happen, because this also showed the true dominance of Megicula in this chapter. One thing I do appreciate reading the Viz translation of this chapter is that all the panels, we always know that in the Viz translations, the scans are much clearer than the fan translations. The unofficials are much darker. So with this, I love the panel shots of these particular scenes. Not only do you see Nero's sealing magic runes, they becoming darker, you also see Loropechika's mana zone spell with the runes that she also used, they're becoming darker as well. This is a huge feat on Vanica's and Megicula's part, because you see that not only that she broke out of an eternal prison, even though the prison was clearly not eternal, with Made of Runes, you see that she also broke out of Loropechika's mana method spell with runes, on top of the fact she uses water spirit magic. That is impressive. Megicula's curse warding magic, Decaying World, which is the right translation instead of Falling World, he goes into depth with saying that it weakens spell arrays that affect me. At 70%, it was already activated. So Megicula is pretty much saying here that rune magic will not work against him because arrays are runes, and not only that, but also spells in general. This is amazing to see, because we noticed that Megicula really doesn't know the true potential of his own power, because he said that his magic was able to affect arcane magic as well. That's a good experiment. So arcane magic is just as useless as someone who has natural nature magic against Megicula. He also says that I never cursed a water spirit before. That is also a good experiment. So this magic, this curse, this spell that Megicula used can also curse spirits, and he had no idea. That is crazy. Now we do know that spirits are not immune to damage. They can get hurt in battle. We see how Human Fauna had the salamander, and it took some damage when she was fighting Asta and the others. We also see the salamander get completely decimated against Marileona when she was fighting Ryo and he copied the flame spirit. But for a spirit to be cursed, that opens up doors of a lot of things. It makes me think that maybe enough curse magic can affect a spirit to the point where it can become demonic. It will be a demonic flame spirit, or in this case, the Undine could possibly become a demonic water spirit. That would be ridiculous. Obviously, we know that being afflicted with so much forbidden magic, or using too much forbidden magic, can change one image. Nero is a special case, and also the Dark Disciples, because they were supplied by Devil Mana against the Dark Triads. So it's not far-fetched to say that a spirit can also fall into that category. So in the future, I think it's very possible for this to happen, and I think the fandom will lose their mind if we see one of the spirits become demonic. Now, the sad thing about all of this is that you see Loropechika, she's crying, she sees the water spirit is completely going away, is fading. And from the flashback, you see that the water spirit has been there for her since the beginning, and she says that the water spirit is the closest person to her. But it makes me think, where is Loropechika's parents? Why have we not seen that yet? Where are they? Where could they possibly be? It makes me think that it's probably why Vanica or Megicula has a huge grudge against Loropechika. Maybe her parents were involved with something that had some problems with Vanica and Megicula. But who knows? But I think that we should get more information about her parents. Because from the looks of things, it seems as though the water spirit took upon the mother role. So hopefully in the future, I think it's very crucial and important that we should get some information about Loropechika's parents, or at least the previous queen. Now, obviously, at this point of the story, we seen that Vanica still wanted to play, but Megicula was like, nope, get it over with, they're done. And they were ready to kill Loropechika and the water spirit, but by no surprise to me, Noelle stood up and was ready to continue on the battle. She said, enough of that. But Vanica really didn't care. She said, I don't care about you. You're nothing special without Loropechika's magic. And she couldn't be more wrong. And a lot of people, I even see it in my comment section or just the community in general, not everyone, but you know, it's a small, loud minority that felt as though Noelle was nothing special without Loropechika's magic. That's why she was able to strike her, because Loropechika's magic, the mana zone, with her water spirit magic and the mana method, by creating that water dome, it increases Noelle's magic. But the only reason it increased Noelle's magic because the way her Valkyrie dress operates. Noelle stated herself that even in that Valkyrie dress, all the mana around her becomes her control. So it's not her fault that her Valkyrie dress is just that powerful. It's not because Loropechika's magic is the one that's amping her. It's actually Noelle's Valkyrie dress is the reason why it's being amped. Noelle's Valkyrie Armor spell is probably one of the most broken spells in the series. I even explained this in my last chapter breakdown, how powerful this spell is and why it was able to be increased inside of Loropechika's spell. Noelle went in depth with this against Latal, the Compass Girl, when she was elf possessed. She said anything that also touches her Lancer becomes under her control, all the mana. So this spell, it's just ridiculously powerful. That is Noelle for you. I mean, just imagine when she actually uses mana zone. So you gotta give credit what credit is due. You know, Noelle is top tier when it comes to the young generation of the characters of the Magic Knights. Now, the spell that Vanica was using against Noelle, I'm not quite sure if this was exactly blood magic or her curse magic. I will assume her blood magic because it seems as though the blood magic is more offensive while the curse magic is more defensive and hacks. And Noelle, she is taking damage while she is charging in on Vanica. It's a desperation attack. This is all willpower because you see that the curse magic that Vanica has inflicted on everyone is also taking a toll on Noelle. You see her Valkyrie dress is literally, you know, disappearing, you know, is coming off. But she's still going in full throttle. She's not giving up. And I think this is also shocking to Megicula and Vanica because they just thinking to themselves, how come she's not giving up? And I think that they underestimated the will that Noelle has. She has a lot on the line here because she has a lot to fight for, especially, you know, this also correlates with her mother. And not only that, Loropechika is her friend now, so this also correlates with her and the whole world. Now, you do see how Megicula and Vanica, they start to recognize that Noelle, they stated themselves that with her Valkyrie dress, she is able to manage to avoid lethal wounds. So she is still getting hurt, but she's avoiding the lethal wounds. And she ends up stabbing Vanica again at the end of this chapter. Now, I think this chapter set a mark for Noelle. You know, despite the fact that people said that, you know, oh, Noelle had support, she had help. But this was a case in this chapter that she had no support. She fought mano a mano against Vanica and Megicula and still got a hit in. The expectations that I had for Noelle, they were surpassed because I had a gap and, you know, I had a limit of what she was going to accomplish, but she went beyond that. Tabata is really writing Noelle very well. And I think Tabata did an amazing job the way he handled this chapter. You know, I think this was a solid chapter. But by the way, guys, before I end this video, I did want to do a Q&A at 10K, but you know, 10K went by really quickly. So now we at 11K and I thought about maybe I should do the Q&A at 15K, but you guys let me know if you guys want to see a Q&A video, you know, for 11K special. I will be happy to give you guys that. Now, by the way, I have, like I mentioned in my last review, I'm still reading My Hero Academia, so get ready for that content. I'm still reading Jujutsu Kaisen, and the anime of that will be in October, so that's gonna wait a little bit, but that is guaranteed content. But I already got videos in mind what I'm going to do for the Jujutsu Kaisen when it comes out, and also for My Hero. I think my first video for that would probably be a Deku one. I think I'm going to go through all of Class 1A, then Class B, and do theories there and there, or chapter reviews, whatever you guys like. You know, don't be worried that we're taking different avenues on the channel. Black Clover is still here to stay. Isn't going anywhere, right? So don't be afraid. You know, even if Black Clover was to end today, I would still make Black Clover videos, you know, so it doesn't matter to me. I love the series. But, you know, if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate that. Let me know if you guys want to see a Q&A. I'm probably going to make a community post about that, and also on Twitter. But speaking of Twitter, follow me on Twitter, link in the description. Join my Discord, that's in the description too. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Subscribe if you are new and notification bells on. You guys take care of yourself. Have an awesome life, and I'm out.